Good morning, my dear. Today is Sunday, November 1st. I am Reverend Gretchen Peña, and today's daily word is remember. Remember who or what? Well, we're instructed in our scripture, which is from Romans chapter 1, verse 9. I remember you always in my prayers. And our affirmation is I bless the people whose lives have touched mine. I believe that this particular daily word is placed where it is in the calendar because in the Catholic tradition, yesterday, of course, was Halloween, which is a contraction of All Hallows Eve, which is the evening before All Saints' Day. That is today. Today is the day that the Catholic Church blesses and honors and remembers the saints. Tomorrow, November 2nd, is All Souls' Day, where the lives of all the departed are remembered. But our daily word doesn't just focus on the departed, it focuses on everyone whose life has touched mine. And that number could be legion. If we think only of those who have touched us in a positive way, it's still a huge, huge number. But it's a nice spiritual exercise to go back and think of all those dear souls who have touched you, whether they were relatives, whether they were friends, neighbors, teachers, people you worked with. It's a good exercise to go back and bless them. I remember as a child in Oklahoma, on May 30th every year, we honored or commemorated Decoration Day, which in 1968 became Memorial Day. But Decoration Day hailed back to the Civil War, and on that day you cleaned the graves of your family and you put fresh flowers either in vases or planted them. And the adults were quite busy, and then after everybody got finished, there was generally a picnic. But our culture as a whole does not have any veneration of those who have passed. There are a lot of Asian cultures that do, but not ours in particular. Yes, there are individual family commemorations, ranging from the mild to the pathological, but as a culture, we don't go in for this. But it is a good thing to do. It helps us remember who and what we are, where we came from. I bless the people whose lives touched mine, and they may still be living, and that's fine. You could actually contact them and let them know what a blessing they were to you. And if they have passed, remembering them in your prayers is a strong thing to do. So let's take a moment now to remember whoever it is whose life has touched yours in a wonderful way as we take a time for meditation. So I invite you to settle yourself comfortably in your seat if possible. Place both your feet on the floor. This allows your body to be centered and balanced and your energy to move freely. Set aside anything you're holding in your hands, in your lap, in your consciousness. Set aside those thought loops that are going through your brain. Just let them keep going away. And I invite you to take a deep, holy breath. And as you exhale, allow this to symbolize your willingness to be fully engaged in this moment. For this is a safe place. This is a sacred place because we have named it so. And now, as we join together in prayer, silently allow the words that you hear me speak to become the words of your heart. Precious Spirit, thank you for this day, and thank you for this time of remembrance as I cast back in my memories to all those who have blessed me. I in turn bless them with a thought, just a remembrance. Who knows, maybe the thoughts and blessings of the living are actually spiritual food for those who have passed on. We don't know this, but could be. So we take a moment to remember them and to rejoice that they were a part of our lives, or that they are still a part of our lives. Because we live and we recognize this now, in this, as I say, in these uncertain times, how vital connection is to our well being, both our physical and emotional well being and our spiritual well being as well. We cherish our connections, whether they're from long ago or whether they are current. So let's take a moment now and go more deeply within to think of a partial list, because we couldn't possibly think of the entire list, but a partial list of those whose lives have touched ours and perhaps are still touching ours as we go together into the silence. And precious Spirit, I thank you for these moments of remembrance. I thank you for the opportunity to take the time to go back to recognize some of the dear ones whose lives have touched mine, and knowing that blessing them is a good thing for both of us. So I come back to this time and place with perhaps a new spiritual activity that I can do if I'm not already doing so. Going back in my mind and blessing those whose lives have touched mine. I bless them with my prayers. As I bless you, my dear, thank you for joining me. See you next time. Namaste.